Hi, welcome to Beauty with Lakshmi. Sponsored by Routine, luxury essentials crafted for your soul. Let's get to hair.
Okay.
I will show you my childhood pictures. You will only see oiled hair going to school with tight
braids.
braids.
Yeah,
It felt like your hair was coming out of your scalp. That's how
Yeah.
we went to school. I'm sure even till today our ammas and amammas think, noon petkonellu. Break it down to us. Just that oiling your hair, because it is such a it is in our genes, our ancestral.
It's our heritage.
It's our heritage, right? How do we oil our hair? How do we wash the freaking oil out of our hair?
Yeah.
Kunkudgai is another thing that, those soap nuts.
Soap nuts,
My mom always did only that growing up.
Wow.
That would extremely dry our hair also.
Yes.
So how do you balance it? Oiling and washing your hair to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Because I know all the answers, but I want you to say it.
Yeah. So when you talk about hair, you can't miss the scalp. So you have the scalp, then you have, let's say, hair near to the scalp. Let's call it as hair
Is
root.
it true
And then
that
the whole hair strand.
hair, when you look in the microscope, it looks like fish scales?
Yeah, not fish scales. I think easier to compare it to a tree bark. So it's like how a bark of the tree can just open up or is closed one by one.
So
Yeah,
the
it's like a
strand is like that. It's not just
scale.
smooth.
It's not smooth. So it's all multiple things closing on each other like that. So now that you asked
Take
that
a second
question,
to think about your hair like that, because when we look at it for the naked eye, it looks smooth.
so now that strand has those which are covering up protein bits usually. So now what is a healthy looking strand where all those are nicely covered tightly. When they're covered tightly, it looks like a soft strand because it's easy to touch. Two, when it is easy to touch, it also reflects light from one surface. So it looks like a shiny hair.
Yeah.
And then there's of course pigment of different hair colors for all of us. So when the hair strands begin to open, it loses water even more. And when you put any of these mousse, these things, they actually, what do? They open up those strands and expand the hair. When they expand the hair, they give you the temporary volume, but it is destroying the cuticles which is covering it. It's opening it up. Once it opens it up, it is not that it is going to shut on its own like that. Then you see, after using all these mousse and volumizing products, you end up then seeing, and when you heat also, it all kind of opens up. So the hair becomes brittle because now the top covering is all opened up. You have exposed the innermost strand out, which is breakable easily, which kinks easily. So a lot of people come and tell me, oh, my hair was very smooth and straight. Now as I'm growing up, it's becoming frizzy and all, wavy. That's because now with the frizziness, what is frizziness? It's because it's all opened up, it's dry, hair is dehydrated, it's made it as frizzier. That because it's all opened up, it's kinking at every place and twisting. So it's no more falling straight. Like a very curly afro hair, for example, has cuticles which are more open, hair which is more dehydrated, hair which is more frizzy, as against a poker straight person who has the cuticles well intact, hair more shiny, because all of that are tightly bound. So that's the difference with two extremes of how the strands look.
I'm putting oil. I put oil like this.
Yeah.
You have to put it on your hair also.
So scalp has oil glands like the way your skin has. We call them sebaceous glands. It's there in the scalp. Therefore, scalp has its own oils. So sometimes even on a dry scalp, if you keep doing this, or have you seen after a blow dry, that night or the next morning your scalp feels very oily.
Yeah.
That's because that heat has stimulated the oil glands and they become oily. When you iron or blow dry, a lot of people, sometimes when they come to me with boils in the scalp, I tell them first thing, stop ironing or blow drying on a dirty scalp. Because if the oil is there and it is dirty and you're putting heat, that irritates it, and then that's when the folliculitis ends up happening. So basically, scalp has its own oil. So it's capable of hydrating itself. What cannot do is the hair, because how much can this oil run down? It can only maybe run down just this much. Beyond that, you need to oil your hair. So oil is more necessary for this than for this. That's number one. Two,
I've been doing it wrong all this while. Huh? Somewhere else I read, put it here and that oil comes down
how
to
it will come down, Amma? It won't travel down in that half an hour that you will keep oil in the morning before bath.
Half an hour is enough, huh? Not keep it for 24 hours.
So I was a part of the Parachute scientific panel for a long, long time. Therefore, though I'm an English medicine doctor, I had much more deeper knowledge on coconut oil because of that, because I was privy to a lot of their scientific data. So they had done a lot of studies where it showed a half an hour lets you penetrate how much, while a 24 hours or 12 hours soak of oil lets the oil penetrate the best. So yes, more the better. So if you can keep it overnight, like our olden days, they used to apply oil at night. Overnight you keep and then wash it the next morning, best practice. You can't, minimum half an hour is what you need to keep and then wash it off the next morning. So these are things that you can end up doing.
Another thing, so wash, the longer the better, wash it the next morning. What do you tell for people who wear oil and go to work? I feel like if you put a paper with oil here, when you come back in the evening, it's full of dust.
It attracts all sorts of rubbish.
Hannah, please.
But, you know, if you're going into a straight air conditioned situation and you're traveling in your car.
No, I'm talking about really, this is my childhood trauma I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That we were, we would go to school with oil dripping and then you feel even more dirtier.
Feel happier.
Yeah.
But I know even now there are schools which insist on applying oil when you come to school.
Really?
I know that for a fact. Last week in my consultation room, there was a parent with their child saying, but they insist on applying oil to the school. So that still exists. So for those children, I don't want to make them feel like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. You could apply oil. In that case, choose lighter oils. Lighter oils, like coconut oil is the lightest oil I know.
Yeah.
So you end up using a little bit of coconut oil. Don't use a lot of it. Definitely don't use mineral oils. So use the lightest oil, apply the least amount, apply more to the second half of your hair so it doesn't get too frizzy. Don't load it on your scalp like the way you don't like it so it feels sticky. And then just tie your hair back. It's fine. Today, what are we doing? What are these fancy oils that we are getting called as
Moroccan oil,
exactly,
post-bath
oil.
This oil, that oil.
So aren't we taking bits of that and also applying it to the strand to tame it?
With more chemicals than just...
It has chemicals and God knows mixture of various good oils maybe, or there is also chemicals in it. So you end up putting it, right? That's the same thing. A 2 drop of coconut oil at home or mix whichever smell you like as an oil. And then use that and put a 2 drop on your wet hair. It tames your hair, makes your hair sit, and it's fine. It hydrates your hair, protects your hair, so it's fine.
What is it about, what water should you use to wash your hair? Is it hot water or cold water? Because half the time they say don't use hot water to wash your hair because it opens up your pores and all that. Always use cold water for your hair for better hair health.
I think it is always best to use what nature has provided, which means open the tap, what water is coming, use it.
Don't put heater, don't put that, don't manipulate.
To think so much to say, should I do cold water, should I do hot water, should I do... Whichever season, whatever water is coming, open the tap, have a shower. If you do there are a lot of people who wash their head with cold water and then get a headache, or wash it with some cold water and get to sneeze. If you have special conditions such as that, heat it to a little so that it is lukewarm and then use it.
How do we shampoo and is conditioning important?
I think you asked a question which I missed answering, which is how do you wash your hair off after oiling?
Yeah, yes, that also.
So one thing is most people come and tell me, oh doc, but I don't oil my hair because oil dries my hair. Now that's not a right thing that you have gathered. Because it's not the oil that's drying the hair, it's the way you wash it after you oil which dries your hair. Because you think, oh my God, I've oiled my hair, so you end up rinsing it twice. And have you seen how they wash it in the salon?
Oh my God.
It's like,
clothes washing on
my hair, floor with my hair. Why are you washing it so much? It's like they wash it and wash it and wash it, and the whole thing is full of lather, dries the hell out of your hair. So you need to use One rinse, no matter how much, unless you've put that castor oil on your head, you may need 2 rinses. Otherwise, any other oil, 1 rinse is enough. Now, even that 1 rinse, I've seen people take this much, and that much shampoo will come out. No, you need to take 1 lid of shampoo, for example, into this much water in your good old mug, literally dilute it so it's easy to spread around the hair. Otherwise, if you take this much shampoo, by the time you do this, it just stays in this area, then you take 1 more little to this area, 1 more little to this area. Instead, you dilute your shampoo so it's easy for you to spread it all across your scalp.
So you said dilute the shampoo
Yes.
and then use it. I love that. I will save a lot of money from now on.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And a lot of hair also.
Yeah.
So dry hair breaks, right? It becomes brittle. So you will also save a lot of hair. Now, I'm often asked, how often should I generally shampoo? So my point is, how often you shampoo, you determine by your scalp, not by your hair. So if your scalp is oily, sticky, flaky, within 1 day of your hair wash, please wash it the next day. If it is 2 days of your hair wash, wash it alternate days. If it's 3 days of your hair wash, you do it once in 3 days. So that's how you wash the scalp. If your hair is, so many people then come back and tell me, but my hair gets very dry each time I wash my hair. So you only shampoo your scalp and don't shampoo your hair at all. Your hair is not dirty, it's your scalp that's dirty. So you run the shampoo only to your scalp, rinse it out immediately, put a lot of conditioner all over your hair, massage your conditioner inside. Again, I've seen a lot of people put a whole lot of conditioner. It's more on the scalp, less on the hair. Even if you put it on the hair, by the time it comes down, it is so little. 2 minutes you're staring and then you're washing it off. You massage it. You massage so that the conditioner gets into your hair.
Anything else you want to give us gems of, yes, we spoke about all this, but also remember this. Is there anything?
Also remember, like you said, makeup removal. We didn't do that in detail, so just 2 cents on that. It's always nice to remove the pigment makeup first. You have various ways of makeup removal. You could use the balms, the micellar waters, simply the makeup removing lotions that you get. So you use them on the pigment area first. If you're using things like micellar water, that's the easiest on all skin type. Take it on a piece of cotton, put it everywhere, leave it for half a minute, so that less than half a minute, so that it breaks the bonds in your makeup instead of rubbing it with it.
How to put moisturizer on your face? Because they say don't rub your skin. I know you're not big on facials, you know, going to the parlor and getting facials.
Too much rubbing.
Too much rubbing on your skin because, you know, again, in towns and villages, beauty parlor, facial. We're going to a wedding means facial, right? But is it really, you say don't rub your skin because the elasticity, it starts sagging
like
if you
a flower
do it.
petal. Your skin has to be treated with a lot of grace, with a lot of kindness, with a lot of delicacy. It's delicate. So treat it well, treat it like you treat your child. So the
That's
best,
beautiful.
the best way of doing it is obviously on a clean face and then clean hands. If you have a spatula, it's great if you're picking up from a tub. So the moisturizer which you picked up with your finger or with your spatula, the best is if you have a spout, you put it up. Just 2 fingers do this, or straight drop it on your face if there are serums that can be dropped on the face straight. Just 2 fingers each and nicely do a gentle massage, tiny round movements, so it's easy on the skin and you're not stretching and drawing it anywhere. Just keep doing that all around your eyes, everywhere. Then you end up either...
I know people who do this.
Oh,
and
no.
then...
oh no. So you end up just doing that, and especially for the neck, if you want a lot of cream, because most of our neck again is drier than the rest of the face. So you put a lot of cream, that's where you could, at the end of the day, if you're using your night creams, just take them and nicely just put it all over the neck as an extra blob. If you just want some blood rushing, if you have a puffy face, if you want to drain away the lymphatics, then you go more downwards and then do that. And take a minute to apply, so you're enjoying it, you're relaxing. Like you said, mind plays such a big part in the skin.
Yeah.
So here you're also allowing your mind to relax. If your skincare has a nice fragrance that you like, take that in, relax with it, pamper yourself, touch your own skin to make it feel soothed, touched and cared. And that's the only time you touch your skin. I hate when people keep touching their skin through the day. But at the end of the day, on your clean hands and clean face, just nicely do that. And always tie your hair behind before you start doing this.
So we're coming off into our game there's a game that I want to play. Ready? Vitamin C or hyaluronic acid?
None, depending on what skin type.
If you had to choose, moisturizer or sunscreen?
Moisturizer first, sunscreen next.
Okay. Moisturizer or aloe vera?
Moisturizer.
Nighttime, moisturizer or retinol?
Moisturizer.
Wow.
We are looking at an Indian context with thin skin, with already a lot of inflammation happening from everywhere. You randomly pick a retinol, which now if I say here, it will be random. It's not that you're going to a doctor and picking the right retinol for your skin. You pick up and you apply, it will only increase the inflammation and something called as MMP, matrix metalloprotease, and that's going to be disservice to your skin and not help your skin.
See, I told you, I became a doctor because of her. Anything I go to her, she'll give me full doctor. That's the beautiful thing about you, that you don't hide, you break it down to say why it is, you know. So if there's one thing, moisturize your skin, even if it is oily or dry, depending on what kind of skin it is, you still need a moisturizer, bottom line. Okay, next, tada.